Hello, today we're going to do inverse of a function. So I talked about it a bit in class. We're going to watch the video and work through these three examples. I'll talk through each one and there'll be three questions at the end that correspond to these. So if you watch the examples, see what I'm doing in each one and then use them for the questions at the end. Okay, so just to talk about functions first, we either write a function as a function machine here at the top, and the example here, we have an input of x, we times by 2, and then we add 3, and our output is 2x plus 3. So we'll have done function machines in primary school, and hopefully we can remember how they all work. Now, the other two ways of writing a function are as a mapping, here, or an equation. And they're very similar. We have the same output, 2x plus 3, in both of them, same as the function machine. It's just the way they're written is slightly different. So we have x, then an arrow, so x goes to 2x plus 3, or we have y equals 2x plus 3. They all mean the same thing, just different ways of writing them, and you have to recognize each one. The questions will all either be given as mappings or given as equations. And the reason we've included function machines is because it's much easier to see the inverse when we do it step by step as in a function machine. So we're going to be changing the mappings and the equations to function machines and working it out that way. So the first example, we have y equals x divided by 2, or y is x over 2. Now this is an equation. As a mapping it would be x goes to x over 2. But we'll just keep it as an equation and we'll work it through. So to find the inverse, we want to find what is the opposite, what undoes the equation we've just used. So some of them are really easy to work out. You can guess some of them, but we're just going to do it step by step here, so we can always break it down to the easiest steps. So we have x is going to be our input, and then we're going to do something to it here, and we're going to get the output x divided by 2. So it should be easy to see here that the missing step is divide by 2. Now to find the inverse, we start with x over here. We go this way. We're going to do the opposite to this first box. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is timesing by 2. So our output now is 2x. So we would write the answer, because it's an equation here, we're going to give our answer as an equation. So we should just write y equals 2x. And that is the equation of our inverse. Now, whenever you do an inverse, you can check your answer. And it's probably a good idea to do this for the first few when you're not confident. Or if there's a really hard one and you're not sure, it's a good idea to check. So the way we do that is we just choose a number and we input it into our function. So I'm going to choose 4 here. It's going to go along. It's going to get divided by 2. And out will pop the number 2. Okay. And then we take our number 2 and we put it in our second function machine. So we have number 2 here, goes along, times is by 2, and out pops number 4. And you know your inverse is correct when these two match up. So this is correct. We have our equation here, y equals x over 2, and our inverse, y equals 2x. Now we're going to try one with 2 steps. Very similar, just with an extra step. So this is a mapping. If we wanted to have an equation, we just have y equals 7x take away 4. But we'll stay with the mapping for practice. So again, we're just going to make our function machine x. We have to think, what do we do first? And then what do we do second? And our output is going to be 7x. Take away 4. So we use bidmass. We want to know if we're going to subtract 4 or we're going to times by 7 first. Well, with bidmass, multiplication comes first. So we're going to times by 7 and then subtract 4. Now we're going to go in reverse. We have our x here. Do something there. Something here. And get an output. So we're just going to do the opposite of this. So opposite of taking away 4 is adding 4. Opposite of timesing by 7 is dividing by 7. And so we follow these steps. We have x, add 4, and then all of that divided by 7. Okay, you could write x add 4 in brackets divided by 7 because we need the whole thing, x add 4, to be divided by 7 because we need to do this plus 4 first. Okay, so we have our answer. I'm going to write it as a mapping again, just to keep the same format. So we're going to have x goes to x plus 4 over 7. And because this one's a bit trickier, we'll test it again. So I'm going to put in the number 3. You can choose any number. It should work for all numbers. I'm just choosing a random number. Times by 7 is 21. Take away 4, 17. Now we have 17 down here. Add 4 is 21. Divided by 7 is 3. So we have the first number again. So these two match, so we know it's correct. And this is our answer. Now the final one, again very similar, just making sure we use bidmass properly. So we have y equals 3 brackets x plus 4 as a mapping. It's just the same, but with that x at the front. So I'll do the function machine again. You might be able to tell already what the answer is going to be. You should be thinking about what comes first, what comes second, and how do we reverse them. But I'll do the function machine again, just so we're sure. So we have x. The first thing we do, because of bidmass, is what's in the brackets. So we're going to have to add 4 first. And then we times by 3. So we times the whole thing by 3. So we'll look over here. We're going to do the opposite. And the opposite here. And so you should be able to see without writing the whole function machine. But we'll do it anyway. Opposite is divide by 3. Take away 4. So we have x divided by 3. Take away 4. And again, we can check it, choose a number, put it in. If you'd like to do that, then that's perfect. And because our question is an equation, our answer will give as an equation. So you can do x over 3 take away 4. It's the same as x divided by 3 take away 4, because bidmass we do this first. I like to leave it in this fraction form at the top. Because I think it's neater and it's easier to work with later on. So there are 3 examples. These are going to be your homework questions, so we just need to find the inverse of y equals 4x, x to 2x minus 1, and y equals x minus 3 over 6. So use the function machines, check your answers, make sure you understand these fully. If you don't understand anything, you can of course watch the video again, you can pause it, take notes, or if you're still stuck you can come talk to me. So we need this done by Friday, and then we're going to do page 20 and 21 from the book. Okay, good luck.